We've got 3 minutes or less to learn about the Haitian Vodou trial of 1864. In 1864, Haiti executed 8 of its citizens for child murder and cannibalism. Haiti, since its French beginnings, has always had voodoo. It came with the slaves France brought over to the island to toil in the heat, and it flourished in the slave quarters. Catholic priests did not visit slave quarters, and French churches were not typically places slaves were allowed to worship on holy days. Voodoo was a thing that united all of the slaves, and in the revolt of 1791, the only successful slave revolt of the New World was sparked by a secret voodoo meeting. And since nothing, especially a war, could have happened without the blessings of the high priestess, voodoo was definitely involved. In 1864, in the village of Bizaton, a low-life criminal named Congo Pele murdered his 12-year-old niece. For a case that surely had significant impact at the time, no court transcript survived. Suspicious? Oh yes. What we have is the British account that paints Haiti itself as a place where child murders and cannibalism happened all the time, and this was Sir Spencer St. John's account. According to St. John, Congo Pele was an idle man who was angry about his poverty and chose to have God provide rather than work for it. Congo obtained the help of Jeanne, his sister, who was a high voodoo priestess. They chose New Year's as a good time to sacrifice, and on the advice of 2 voodoo priests, decided on the goat with no horns. Jeanne, the high priestess, chose her sister's child, a 12-year-old little girl named Claircine. Congo, aided by the priest, abducted Claircine on December 27, 1863, and held her until it was time. On New Year's at midnight, a voodoo ceremony commenced where 12-year-old Claircine was hung, flayed, decapitated, and dismembered, and then cooked and ate, her blood kept in jars. It was St. John who wrote this account. So before we accept any of this as truth, we need to realize the threat people saw in voodoo. Haitians had not been effectively baptized into Christianity. They did not like their slaveholders' Bible and were angered by the French Negro Code that forced baptism on them. In 1847, Faustin Salouque, self-titled Emperor Faustin I, was an ex-slave and open voodoo practitioner. His reign was brutal, and it ended in dubious circumstances. And into the ring steps Fabre Gaffard. Gaffard signed a code penal that said Catholicism would be Haiti's religion, and Gaffard set about to accomplish this. He saw voodoo as an embarrassment to himself and to Haiti itself. The timing of the executions coincided with the arrival of the first Catholic missionaries to go to Haiti since the revolt. The record we have of the facts, according to St. John, he notes beatings were used to get confessions, one young lady stating, "I did confess what you say, but remember the beating you gave first?" According to the morals of the times, beatings were necessary to get confessions. This is the end of part 1. Part 2 is coming up. Part 2 of the 1864 trial against voodoo in Haiti. Now, in 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue, but he did not land in America. No, he landed in a little island that he called Hispaniola. But the Taino people who lived there called it Haiti. Spain first colonized the whole island, and then later on, in 1697, divided it up, and France took over the western half, which we now call Haiti. The French planted coffee and sugarcane and made Haiti the richest slave nation in the world. It was a slave nation. In fact, the slaves outnumbered the freed people 10 to 1. The conditions in Haiti for slaves were brutal, even by slave standards. Death rates were incredibly high, and birth rates were low due to the harsh treatments and the harsh conditions they lived under. This is why they found themselves with an island full of West Africans. Men and women who had been born free and were now stuck on an island together, meeting up with fellow West Africans. And what united them was their religion, their culture, voodoo. So the slave revolt happens, and they're free. It is the first black republic in the New World. The celebration for them was incredibly short. France did not just give up its money-making colony that easily. In fact, when France finally walked away, they forced Haiti to sign a treaty that would pay France $3 billion in today's money in reparations to the slave owners. Yes, that's right. Haitians had to pay their slave owners for the loss of property themselves. Talk about some bullshit. It took Haiti until 1947 to pay that debt off. 80% of Haiti's national profit went to France. What does this have to do with the trial of 1864? Well, I don't want to judge Giffard too harshly because, see, Giffard was trying to repair the relations between France and Haiti to lessen the burden, to lessen this payment that they had to make. Pat Robertson referred to Haiti and said that they signed a pact with the devil when the earthquake happened, and he was actually referring to the slave revolt of 1791. However, he is correct. Haiti did sign a pact with the devil, but it was not the slave revolt, the voodoo ceremony. It was with Rome and France. February 13th, 1864, 8 Haitians died. Only 2 names I can find, Congo Pelé and Jean Pelé. Giffard did what he had to do, in his eyes, to prove his resolve in ending voodoo in his country, to France and to Rome. No evidence that this crime ever happened even exists. All we have are British accounts that degrade and dehumanize Haiti altogether. France, pay Haiti back.